everyone, it's Jenna Melanson from Canadian Beats Media. Today I'm joined by Nova Scotia's country pop artist, Jackie Putnam, for our latest segment of Zoomies. Welcome, Jackie.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
First off, care to introduce yourself a bit more in depth for our listeners?
I'm a country pop artist. I write music. I've been writing since I was 12. And The Phoenix, the album is about me, what I went through in life. It's about being held back, falling into that bottomless pit. I was stuck there for 2 years and I climbed out of it and became a stronger person. And the songs on my album reflect that. And then I chose some songs like that I wrote back in 1993. And songs were written during COVID and before COVID and after COVID.
Okay. You've released the singles Hurt and Church with No People. What made you choose these songs specifically as singles?
Hurt is more country pop. A Church with No People is more country. And I want it to be unique and stand out. As I did 6 months of research before I released my album, and I found out that there's 20,000 country music artists releasing music every week. So I thought if I release two, radio can pick and choose what they want. I knew A Church with No People would carry its own because it brought home 2 awards from Tennessee as Songwriter of the Year and Entertainer of the Year. So I felt that was strong enough, and I just wanted to see what direction Hurt would go. And some of the pop stations are now playing Hurt, and country is gravitating towards A Church with No People.
That's great. Put you in both genres perfectly. That's great.
Yeah.
So you worked with various Canadian musicians on the release. What was the highlight of the experience?
My goodness, it's just the magic that was created in the studio. I hired all award-winning musicians, and we just would all get together, and my music evolved, and I'm very proud of it and all the hard work that all of us put into it.
Definitely. Do you have any upcoming shows to tell us about?
Oh my, yes. I just finished singing every day for the past month. That's why my voice is very rough. Some of the shows that I did out at sea, I sing out on the Atlantic Ocean for 2 weeks at a time. And my shows were very long, like 5-hour shows. So I would change into a new outfit and different colored go-go boots every night. And upcoming shows, I'll be over in Prince Edward Island this weekend, and I have Fox Mountain Country Music Festival coming up. Back out on the Prince Edward Island Ferry, and also on Fundy Rose. It sails on from Digby to St. John, New Brunswick, and that's on the Bay of Fundy. And then I'll be back out to sea again for another 2 weeks. Performing on the Atlantic Ocean, and that vessel is the Atlantic Vision, and it sails from North Sydney to Argentia, Newfoundland, and that's like a 16-hour sail.
That's incredible. What else do you have up your sleeve for 2023?
2023, I'll be back in Ontario again. I performed up there in June, and because of that performance, new doors have opened, so I'll be performing. It'll be November, and I'll be doing also like some Christmas songs for Biota TV, that they're a new streaming TV. And in November, I'm also bringing all of the award-winning musicians who performed on my album to a show in Truro at the Truro Marigold. And I'm quite excited to be performing with a full band. And sometimes I do perform as a full band or a duo or trio, but the one woman show, that's how I self-funded my whole album. Last year I was working full time, and I used every vacation day, every Saturday, Sunday singing, and funded the whole thing myself. So I'm very proud of that. And it was quite an achievement.
Yeah, you should be proud. That's amazing. Um, do you plan to release another single anytime soon?
Yes, I do. I want it Hurt in a Church with No People to carry its own
Mhm.
until I think that might be like 2 or 3 months. And then I'd be releasing another song that I wrote. And my plan is like where I release 2 songs to radio, I'll release another original, and then I'll release another original. And in 2024 is when I'll release the Phoenix, because the Phoenix is a upbeat pop song.
Okay.
It's a summer song, and I'm new to radio, and I'm trying to get my radio spins, and
Mhm.
it's not easy getting your songs on radio. I did a lot of research, and I found out that there's 212 country radio stations across Canada, and only 10 will play a brand new indie artist such as
Oh,
me. And that was going to be $862 to upload just one song.
oh,
And
wow.
I released 2. And I did not go that route. I hired Eric Alper. He's my publicist, and Eric uploaded to CBC, Stingray, um, the community radio stations, Sirius XM, and to upload both songs, that was $300.
Okay.
And I asked Eric, I said, can you upload to those 10 radio stations that will play a brand new indie artist? And he did that for me for nothing. And like I said, it's very difficult breaking down those digital doors when you're an independent artist. I don't have a label, so I have no one doing all of this work for me. And like I said, I invested every cent that I had into the Phoenix, and I'm very proud of it. And it wasn't cheap to do either.
No. Um, so the next 5 questions are just for fun.
Mhm.
So, what was the first Canadian artist or band you saw in concert?
I saw in concert. Let me see, Canadian. I saw Michelle Wright.
Okay.
Um, just trying to think of anyone else. I haven't really gone many places because I am always singing
Yeah, for sure.
much.
Um, what was the first song you ever sang in public?
um, I would say probably "Don't Come Home a Drinkin'" by Loretta Lynn. I'd be 14 years old, and
Okay.
I was performing at a variety show in a place called Parsbro, Nova Scotia,
Mhm.
and I got up and sang that song.
Awesome. I think I know that song. I think I heard that before. Yeah, it sounds very familiar when you said it. Um, what's a movie that you could watch over and over and never tire of?
Coal Miner's Daughter. I own the movie and I watch it over and over, and I love it because it's very inspirational. And actually, when I went on my trip to Tennessee, I did the Loretta Lynn thing, and I packed bologna sandwiches and apples and oranges, got to the US border, and you're not allowed to bring citrus and no bologna sandwiches. So they took my food when I came into the United States. And it was like, I just left my job and this is all I got to eat. Like, come on.
Oh,
And
wow.
the other funny thing that recently happened to me, I was performing out at sea on the Atlantic Vision, and I stepped off the ship to do a radio interview with the Coast
Mhm.
in Sydney. So I drove in, and Bill McNeil was on vacation, and he had someone fill in for him. And so, anyways, this guy didn't read his email, did not know I was coming, and I went in for my radio interview, and uh, the radio interview went well, seeing where he wasn't prepared, but he couldn't find my song on the computer, and he played someone else's song after my interview. And I'm sitting there, and like it went to break, and I said, "Aren't you supposed to play my song?" And he's like, "Oh, I can't find it." And I said, "In your computer," because I saw the email like from Bill, and it's there. And he said, "Well, I can't find it." And So I emailed it to him and I told him what the song, A Church with No People, and he did find it. And I said, well, I'm going to do the Loretta Lynn thing, and I'm just going to sit here and wait until you play my song. So I sat and waited another half hour until he put it on the radio. And
Wow.
but I wish that all of that was being aired because it was hilarious. Now looking
Yeah.
back on it, but it was just like, yeah, like, aren't you supposed to play my song when you interview
Wow.
me, not someone
Yeah,
else?
for sure. If you could work with one fellow Canadian artist who you haven't already, who would you choose?
Um, I like Brian Adams and Matt Mays. I love their voices,
Hmm.
love their music, and yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to do duets or something with them.
Definitely. And last but not least, what's your favorite summertime activity outside of performing?
Going to the beach. I like collecting seashells, mineral stones, beach glass,
Yes.
and that's how I wrote some of my music. On the Phoenix because like I was struggling going through a very difficult time, and it was like 2 years. And the ocean is where I get my positive energy, and where I live, we have the world's highest tides. So in 5 islands, they'll be full of water, and when the tide goes out, there's no water to be seen, and you
Okay.
can walk on the ocean floor. So I always feel that when I'm walking on the ocean, you got all that tidal waves crashing in and all that positive energy that you're soaking up in your bare feet. And it brings me right back. And that's how I wrote some of my songs.
Awesome. Yeah, the beach is very inspiring in itself, I find. Just I love the beach.
Yeah. And it's calming. And like over in Pugwash and Tatamagouche, like we have the warmest waters. It's like bath water in August, like to go swimming in the ocean because we got that the Gulf of Mexico stream that runs up through between Nova Scotia and PEI. So I love going to swim there, and yeah, that's one of my go-tos as well. But yeah, the beach is so calming, and the waves, and
Hmm.
it just feels good.
Yes, I agree. So that's it for Zoomies. Thanks for joining me and congratulations on the Phoenix.
Oh, thank you for the interview.